You did everything right. You put your head down, survived the dot-com crash, clawed your way through the 2008 financial crisis, and quietly built your nest egg. You finally hit that major milestone, $500,000 saved. You should feel secure, right? You should feel like you finally crossed a finish line. But if you were Generation X, hitting a major savings milestone often triggers the exact opposite of peace. It triggers a unique kind of panic. Welcome to Finance Deconstructed. Today, we are tearing down the mindset, the math, and the unique financial trauma of the forgotten generation. We are looking at the psychology of Gen X after saving $500,000 and why, despite the numbers in the bank, this generation is losing more sleep than ever. To understand the psychology of Gen X money, you have to understand where they are sitting right now. Gen X is the ultimate sandwich generation. On one side, you have aging boomer parents who are living longer and whose healthcare costs are skyrocketing. On the other side, you have millennial and Gen Z kids who are facing an impossible housing market and wage stagnation, meaning they are staying on the family payroll much longer than Gen X ever did at that age. When a Gen Xer looks at that $500,000 in their 401k or brokerage account, they aren't just calculating their own retirement, they are subconsciously calculating the cost of their parents' assisted living and their kids' college debt or house down payments. That $500,000 suddenly isn't a retirement fund anymore, it's an emergency fund for 3 different generations. Let's deconstruct the math behind the anxiety. Gen X was raised on the idea of the $1 million retirement. When they entered the workforce in the 90s, being a millionaire meant you were set for life. But $1 million today has the purchasing power of about half of what it did back then. So when a Gen Xer hits $500,000 today, the math hits them hard. If we use the standard 4% withdrawal rule, $500,000 gives you exactly $20,000 a year in retirement income. That realization is where the psychology shifts from accumulation mode to scarcity mode. They realize they are running out of time. They don't have a 40-year runway like Gen Z to let compound interest do the heavy lifting. They have 10, maybe 15 working years left to double or triple that nest egg while their personal expenses are at an absolute lifetime high. There's also a deeper psychological layer here. Gen X is the latchkey generation. They were raised to be fiercely independent. Figure it out yourself is practically the generational motto. Because of this, they have a really hard time asking for help, and an even harder time setting financial boundaries. They will drain their own $500,000 savings to help a struggling adult child before they ever admit they are worried about their own future. The psychology after saving that money becomes intensely protective. It's a defensive posture against a world they've watched economically reset multiple times in their adult lives. They've seen the rug pulled out too many times to trust that $500,000 is enough. So, what is the solution? If you are Gen X, it's time to reevaluate the blueprint. You cannot finance your kids' lives or your parents' care at the total expense of your own retirement, because there are no loans for retirement. You have to shift your psychology from being the financial shock absorber for everyone else to aggressively protecting your own finish line. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that subscribe button. Here at Finance Deconstructed, we don't just look at the numbers, we look at the reality behind them. Let me know in the comments, if you're Gen X, what does your savings number actually feel like to you right now?